Support for tonight's program was provided by Les Schwab Tire Centers, where doing the right thing matters. Experience the Les Schwab difference at your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to McNary High School's 53rd commencement exercise. On behalf of our district, the Salem Kaiser School Board, and the school's students and faculty, it is my pleasure to welcome the parents, family members, and friends of the class of 2018. Would everyone in attendance please join our graduates in standing for the national anthem performed by McNary's Wind Ensemble. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Please be seated. Before we begin tonight's ceremony, I'd like to ask for your assistance with this afternoon's program. At McNary High School, we're very proud of the dignity and seriousness with which we conduct our graduation. In order to make this ceremony enjoyable and respectful for all families, we ask that you observe a few courtesies. Please turn off your cell phones so that our graduation is not interrupted. Family is very important to us at McNary. But if you have a crying infant, please take your child into the lobby so that the parents around you can hear their child's name and read during the awarding of the diplomas. Please keep that idea in mind. With keeping that idea in mind, please do not use noisemakers such as whistles or air horns. Help us demonstrate that this afternoon's event marks a joyous and serious milestone in the lives of these graduates and in the lives of their families. We want to enjoy the afternoon by honoring the effort of our students in a way that shows respect for them, their families, and our school. The proceedings today are being filmed by CCTV and can be viewed on a local access channel. Please consult your TV listings for times and for dates. Today, we're honored to have several very special guests participating with the administrators in these commencement exercises. First, I'm very pleased to present to you our school board director representing Kaiser, Mr. Chuck Lee. The level director for middle schools, Mr. Matt Biondi. The level director for elementary schools, Mrs. Heidi Litchfield. And our superintendent of Salem Kaiser Public Schools, Mrs. Christy Perry. Also, please welcome McNary High School's administrators who have helped plan tonight's program. Mrs. Suzanne Stefani, Mr. Dan Borison, Mr. Scott Gregg, and Mr. Phil Kelly. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the tremendous efforts of the graduation committee and the many other school staff members whose volunteer help has supported and made possible this afternoon's activities. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our student body president, Hakam Nagra.
Thank you. It is with great honor that I introduce our senior representative speaker. He is a longtime friend of mine, a fellow Kaiser Colt, as well as FBLA's chapter's president. Please welcome up Mr. Samuel Hernandez, Jr. What is your race? What is your race? A question I encountered many times during my college application process. At the time, it seemed like a pretty simple question, yet I struggled to find the answer. Now it comes as a surprise to others when I say I am part Mexican and part Russian. While on one hand, I enjoy a very unique fusion of cuisine at dinner, I'm also always the odd one out at family reunions, because my dad, brother, and I are the only brown people there. Other times I've heard people say, "You are not a real Mexican." And as a multiracial person, those are the words that ring in my ears as I stare at the question, what is your race? I look to myself and think, well, my skin is brown, but my blood is also Russian. What is my race? Now, my cohort, the class of 2018, possesses a rare balance of intellectual smarts and common sense. Yet, despite this fact, we have all been placed in uncomfortable situations in which we've either felt alienated or out of place, myself included. For me, I was falling far behind the competition at my cross-country district race. Coming around the bend, I kept my eyes low to the ground in hopes of finding the feeling in my legs that I'd lost during the last lap. Really, I was just avoiding eye contact with my coach. A vain, "You can do it," fell on deaf ears as I momentarily feigned a higher pace in his eye shot. "No, Sam," I told myself, "you can't. Your sides ache, your legs are numb, the race isn't even halfway over yet. Why did you join cross country in the first place?" By now, Mr. Holcomb, my coach, could probably tell I was considering the pros and cons of faking an injury because something in his posture changed. And for a moment that felt like hours, he looked me in the eye, and I could almost hear him say, "Effort, attitude, and focus." Now, we've discussed the concept of controlling the controllables in countless after-practice huddles, but it was only in this moment that I began to understand the implications. I've grinded all season for this moment. Was I going to let it go in vain? Or was I going to grit my teeth and give it my all to cross that finish line and to finish that race? And again, I was presented with the question, what is my race? This time, however, it wasn't a matter of heritage, but my ability to overcome. And despite my body's stubborn refusal, I began to run faster. Feet aching and breath short, a smile graced my lips. Attitude. Once doubtful, I now visualized the finish line. Focus. Even with my renewed vitality, I didn't place first, second, or third. In fact, by the time I crossed that finish line, the cheering crowd had long been gone. But I didn't mind. I finished that race. I crossed that finish line. When you finish one race, you can't just stop there. You must treat every day as a new race if you want to get anywhere in this life. Because at the end of the day, aren't we all in the same race, just hustling to get from point A to point B, to get into that college, to get that job, to feed that family, to be happy? And so I ask you, what is your race? What is your race? And what is your race? How much effort, attitude, and focus are you going to dedicate to accomplishing your dreams? As for me, I hope this whole graduation thing wraps up pretty soon, because I have a marathon next month that I need to start training for. Thank you.
Great job, Samuel. That was a wonderful speech. It is now my pleasure to introduce our senior class president, Haley Devon, for the introduction of tonight's keynote speaker.
This year's keynote speaker is a teacher many of us have had in this room. He's a beloved teacher who is known for his sense of humor, his love of all students, and the extra work he put in to ensure that we got to this point. I would like to proudly introduce Mr. Lewis Tiller.
Careful what you ask for, Haley. Thank you. This year at McNary, we implemented advisory periods as a way to continue on our path to being a world-class high school. I was a little apprehensive about how it would work and how much use it would be to this new class. But after getting my list of seniors and going through all the lessons that we did, I became a fan. The reason is partly because we spent time on making sure that you did what you needed to be here today, and partly because we had many discussions about what happens next. Many of you are planning on attending college in the fall, and we have a record number and amount of scholarships and grants awarded to the class of 2018. Many of you are going to trade schools or apprenticeships, and many of you are going to continue or begin working after today. Our advisory classes were helpful in setting goals, planning and meeting deadlines, and applying for things that were important to you. But our advisory classes also discussed resilience, perseverance, and kindness. The dictionary, which is sort of like a hard copy of Google, it defines resilience as the ability to bend or be pliable. As you continue on your journey through life, I want you to notice how few things turn out exactly the way you planned or wanted them to be. you will need to be resilient. Perseverance is the attribute of continuing on when tired or when things get difficult. It's working through things when they get tough. It's getting back up when you are knocked down. There definitely will be times you're exhausted and still need to continue. There will definitely be times when life knocks you down. The question is, will you get up? Kindness is showing sympathy or understanding. It is being generous or warm-hearted by nature. It's an often overlooked quality in our busy lives, yet one that makes the world a better place. Resilience, perseverance, and kindness are what I want to talk to you about today. I'm a lucky man. I've been married to the love of my life for over 35 years. I've raised 3 boys into fine men. I work with and for good people who try each day to do their best, and I've been lucky enough to make a small difference in the lives of the students of McNary High School. Yet, as I tell my students when they complain about a grade or a test, life's full of little disappointments. I wanted to be tall and good looking. Get over it. Life is full of disappointments. Some are not so little. My father died when I was 9 years old, leaving my mother to raise 6 kids when she'd never worked outside the house. Life takes resilience. My wife and I, when we were first dating, had a fight in which I managed to say something that caused us not to see each other or even speak for 3 years. Life takes resilience. If you fast forward a couple of years to when we were young parents, our oldest child came home from 2nd grade crying. He was told he was dumb because he couldn't read and all the other kids could. He was diagnosed dyslexic and struggled through most of his early years in school. And we told him that it was not fair, but he was going to have to work harder than everyone else. And with the help of some dedicated teachers and a reading specialist and great effort, he learned to deal with his disability and graduated from college with a degree in psychology. And now he works with people dealing with their disabilities. Sometimes life knocks you down. It's your choice whether to get back up. Our youngest son was born with his skull fused, no soft spot. He had to have craniofacial surgery as an 8-month-old to keep him from having brain damage. They had to cut him from ear to ear, pull his face off, basically break every bone in his face and head, and then reattach him with screws. We were terrified. Would he live? Would he have brain damage? Would he be permanently disfigured? Life's full of challenges. He turned out fine, graduated from high school and college with honors, and now works as a biochemist. Our middle son was and is a middle child. If you don't know what that is, ask your parents what a struggle that can be. Life takes resilience and perseverance. Even my path to McNary had pitfalls. I first interviewed for an open math position in 1998, and as the principal walked into the conference room, I heard him mutter to the math department chair, "Let's get this over with." He only asked me 2 questions. The first was, in 3 words or less, tell me what your philosophy of education is. Second was, in 3 words or less, how would you describe yourself as a teacher? Now, I could think of a couple of words. I won't share them with you today. And as a result, I didn't get that job. A year later, another math position opened, and I've been at McNary ever since. When life knocks you down, it's always your choice whether you get back up. I failed my first calculus class in college. I was devastated. But I experienced what it was like to learn something, or at least want to learn something, and have a teacher who could not or would not explain it in a way that I could understand. I think about that often, and I hope that I can be better than that. It's always your choice whether you get back up. The teachers you will remember and the classes you will recall from high school will not be the easy ones. In school, as in life, the best things come with the satisfaction of overcoming something truly difficult. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy said in a famous speech when he was worried about the Russians dominating space that the U.S. would land on the moon in the next decade, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. One of my favorite lines from a movie comes from A League of Their Own, when Gina Davis' character tells Tom Hanks she's quitting because it just became too hard. And Hanks responds, "It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great." Well, he was talking about baseball, but he could have been talking about life. My life really improved when I chose something hard and with resilience and perseverance tried to make it great. I left a job that gave good money to become a teacher because I wanted my work to have significance. I wanted to make a difference in the world. I wanted to make a difference in you. I had to talk Crystal Llanos into taking calculus this year. She didn't want to because she knew it was going to be hard. She will stand on the podium today as one of our valedictorians before attending Stanford University on scholarship in the fall. Not because it's easy, but because it's hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great. I had the same conversation with Matt Albright, Jesse Shore, and Michael Reyes, all valedictorians. I have had some form of this conversation with most of the students that I teach, and I could have had the conversation with all of you graduates here tonight. The great things in life, the most memorable things from you overcoming your struggle and showing that you can go on and you can overcome, you can succeed. Our world is sometimes moving faster than we think it should. We all know that what May and June is like for seniors in high school. It seems like every project, every paper is due. Every recital, every play is performed. There are athletic playoffs, district, state tournaments. To top it off, every teacher in the school thinks that their assignments are more important than the others. I felt it too. Grading papers, prodding students, the works, it can be tough. Then a couple of students did something extraordinary to me. They did something kind. A couple of kids gave me cards and notes thanking me for helping them or for being their teacher. A former student stopped by just to say hello. One told me how much she'd miss me next year. One student stayed after class just to say thanks for teaching him and to let me know how much he appreciated my efforts. Little things that took little time but made my world a better place. It doesn't take much effort to do our business of life and still show kindness to others. This I learned from you. Life will knock you down. You will have disappointments. You will sometimes feel like you need to catch a break and there is none in sight. Much of life is hard, but much of life is great. There is a satisfaction that comes from facing adversity and fighting through it, picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and fighting even harder to succeed. You inspire me. You inspire me to be a better teacher, a kinder person, and a better man. Crystal, Ivy, Michael, Austin, Jordan, Brady, Carissa, Noah, Sophia, the names can go on and on. You, the class of 2018, represent the best of Kaiser, the best of our society. You inspire me with your talents, but also your kindness towards others, your persistence, and your resilience. I expect you to overcome disappointment, to continue when things are difficult. I expect you to get up when life knocks you down. I expect you to do something great, even though it's really difficult, and still take time to be kind to others. I expect these things because the class of 2018 has shown me that that is who they are. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Taylor. Great speech tonight. Appreciate it. It's now an opportunity for us to have some students come to the front of the stage. Let's bring up our salutatorians. It's my pleasure to introduce these salutatorians who are outstanding students with an impressive breadth of knowledge and skill. All of these students have demonstrated a strong dedication to their academic success, which has made us tremendously proud. Tonight, we're going to recognize 6 seniors who have pursued a demanding course of study with only a single B through 8 semesters of high school. Our first salutatorian, Elena Greer. Sydney Hamilton. Josiah Metz. Sophia Salinas. Emma Snyder. Madeline Weathers. Let's give these salutatorians one more round of applause. I think Mr. Taylor had told Emma to break a leg on a test, and she took it literally. Today we have 15, yes, 15 scholars from the class of 2018 that are serving as co-valedictorians. These students have pursued a rigorous course of study, including accelerated courses in earning college credit and advanced placement credit through examination, while maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA after 8 semesters of high school. Matthew Albright. Kaylee Doubt. Austin Epperly. Sydney Gould. Noah Grunberg. Samuel Hernandez Jr. Jonas Honeyman. Crystal Llanos. Bo Wrights. Michael Reyes. Jenna Robbins. Madison Samples. Megan Schneider. Jesse Shore. And finally, Casey Taves. This year, McNary High School's graduating seniors earned a record $8.4 million in scholarships, the most ever at McNary High School. Congratulations to these valedictorians and the rest of the students at McNary. We are now at the part of the ceremony for which we've all been waiting. At this time, Chuck Lee, Matt Biondi, Heidi Litchfield, Superintendent Perry, and the McNary administrative team will present diplomas to the graduating seniors of 2018. At this time, I'd like to welcome a member of our faculty, our choir director, Mr. Joshua Rist.
Ethan Michael Clifford. Raymond Arellano. Tyler Burning. Elena Hatfield. Leanna Vasquez. Viviana Diaz. Melanie Escobar. Trey Melendi. Sissy Zendeas. Bianca Lilia Sierra. Minea Mainet Hill. Cassandra Rose Hudang. Emma Snyder. Maddie Weathers. Sydney Gould. Isaac Matthews. Ryan Thompson. Blake Yunker. Lance Bechtel. Colin Wentworth. Kirsten Williams. Megan Schneider. Samantha Van Voris. Michaela Ernest. Carmen Jones. Callie Crandall. Chloe Calhoun. Madison Vandewacker. Lexi Rodriguez. Sergio Ruiz. Mariah Harvey. Monique Mendoza. Mackenzie Beard. Drew Fox. Matthew Albright. Bo Austin Wrights. Jordan Marshall. Hallie Marshall. Taylor Johnson. Carly Lavario. Marissa Cooch. Sarah Eckert. Elizabeth Bryant. Madison Samples. Elizabeth Abels. Adriana Pitsley. Sophia Salinas. Valerie Deedy. Bailey White. Grace Candela. Cameron Rana. Allison Morgan. Samantha Ebenthal. Brady Ellis. David Holland Beal. Rose Nason. Sydney Hamilton. Roger Lozano. Hannah Elliott. Ryan Wagner. Jorge Bedoya Rodriguez. Amanda Rose Patton. Evan Adam Harvey. Iric John Ambus. Kendrick Janicki. Ramiro Sebastian Garcia. Nino Camarillo. Alex Bruce Harrison. Jose Pablo Barrera III. Devin Meyer Jr. Solomon Fry III. Isaiah Hall Sr. Jesse Shore. Ada Mallory. Julia Solis. Isabella Fox. Andrew Okada. Noah Egley. Brock Richard Wire. Derek James Howard. Hunter Supis. Daniel Zwemke. Andrew Jones. Chad Pinney. Haley Devon. Rachel Martin. Jenna Robbins. Katie Crossley. Jorge Lopez. Anthony Chavez. Erasmo Ariano. Luis Acosta Vega. Celeste Barrera. Catherine Perez. Joyce Yu. Hannah Childress. Please welcome to the stage Laura Reed.
Cole Waite. Zach Melhoff. Seth Waite. Brian Young. Bhavdeep Baines. Jasmine Palacios. Sierra Villarreal. Pongtorn Sekou. Lucas Garvey. Josiah Metz. Jake Jang. Casey Taves. Jesus Hernandez. Anthony Donner. Emily Partida Espinosa. Skylar Browning Veray. Jacob Creamer. Jacob McLean. Tobias Smith. Eli Mance. Alexander McGrath. Hayden Fenning. Roy Marshall. Trent Paulson. Caitlin Martinez. Paige Downer. Kaylee Doubt. Veronica Saran. Jonas Honeyman. Jack O'Connor. Grant Biondi. Noah Amadeus Grensberg. Gavin Whitehouse Jackman. Alicia Brookman. Sorry. Melena DeWitt. Niles Morales. Elena Greer. Emma Kindler. Nadia Witt. Haley Ebner. Ezra Cawthon. Marcus McCoy. Kaylin Maya White. Brianna Gorman. Rosa Montes. Angelina Alvarez. Allison McGee. Magali Miranda. Ethan Claus. Haley Bach. Kaylin Cardenas. Journey Kuriseski. Christian Besflug. Brooke Palmentier. Jessica Grimmer. Taylor Perkins. Jonathan Tuttle. Scott Bowman. Samuel Johnson. Miguel Flores. Ernesto Lua. Jael Vasquez. Ricardo Perez. George Mendoza. Maggie Villegas. Enrique Saldana. Triton Dolquist. Travis Ganya. Rigo Mejia. Matthew Sasati. Ernesto Avila. Miguel Tolento. Anorve Flores. Gloria Celestino Aguilera. Alba Rodriguez. Mercedes Aguilar Lopez. Trenton Robbins. Isaac Titus. Michael Felipe. Stephen Cardenas. Amar Sidhu. Jerry Martinez. Nathan Zamora. Jesus Rodriguez. Abdil Mora. Adrian Falcon. Oscar Bejar. Emmanuel Ramirez. Hakam Nagra. Jonathan Williams. Jose Solario Diaz. David Alfaro. Braden Ebbs. Jacoby Doak. Alexander Berger. Alan Jefferson. Please welcome to the stage Don Reichley Balon.
Veronica Hucala. Michaela Vasquez. Marissa Anderson. Carmen Yaney. Christopher Sotelo. Nicole Turner. Brendan Lester. Madison Rudder. Logan Travis. Brady McAtee. Levi Timmons. Taylor Thompson. Zachary Sell. Reese Ogden. McKenna Fields. Chloe Sheffield. Shania Gabor. Michelina Paz. Noah Echemendi. Josiah Biondi. John Catron. Austin Brown. Brittany Langenwalter. Matthew Langenwalter. Rayanne Cabrales. Madison Hockett. Rihanna Zeller. Clara Spangrid. Ramon Garcia. Darian Benjamin. Emily Supis. Blaine Croucher. Jose Marquez. Brendan Terwilliger. Jesus Martinez Fuentes. Braylon Steffen. Kyler Dolan. Faith Howdiggy. Jordan Merritt. Jordan Sanford. James Hall. Chandler Foster. Cameron Sherwood. Jeremiah Voigt. Cheyenne Fowler. Raylene Daniel. Jennifer Torres Escobar. Bianca Villegas. Justin Marsh. Diamond McIntosh. Rachel Ross. Anika Steven. Hannah Loudon. Summer Rose. Nick Watkins. Brad Hiltz. Brian Gregg. Madison Quinn Monroe. Brooke Ann Ridgway. Parker Charles Carrot. Bailey Torres. Michael Reyes. Crystal Llanos. Samuel Hernandez Jr. Timothy Kaiser. Cassidy Brunkel. Brianna Anhalt. Austin Epperly. Robert Taylor. John Taylor. Adriana Feinauer. Ivy Parker. Christopher Hartzell. Julia Melting. Elizabeth Wenger. Bailey Jansen. Benjamin Reese. Nicholas Reese. Taylor Atkins. Colby Williams. Grace Jameson. Matthew Dice. Joseph Lopez. Dominic Ruiz. Anthony Flannery. Aaliyah Adams. Haley Weaver. Elena Camus. Elena Cools. Nayeli Acosta. Emily Aparicio Guerrero. Iris Rodriguez. Matthew Dyer. Haley Smith. Dawn Claspel. Maria Limon. It is my pleasure to introduce our beloved social science teacher, Mr. Gary Bulin, to conclude the presentation of the class of 2018.
Marlon Paz. Victor Zavala Regalado. Luis Martinez Reyes. Levi Sheldon. Kendra McNaught. Allison Rep. Jacqueline Ryder. Seth Mills. Kamani Moore. Grace Lorimore. Emily Prawl. Chloe Lilac. Blake Norton. Cole Martsfield. Grady Kenworthy. Joseph Collins. Daniel Perez Europa. Josiah Christensen. Joseph Borish. Isaiah Putnam. Austin Barton. David Pineda. Neri Escobar. Pedro Munguia Ortiz. Andrew Sokov. Brent Olson. Chandler Cavill. Kyle McAllister. Travis Steffes. Bailey Walker. Chris Simmons. Virginia Lee. Emil Solmhofer. Hayden Poff. Wesley Flores. Antonio Garibay. Austin Butel. Carl Rumbaugh. Easton Vossis. Hunter Miller. Brittany Velasquez Mascata. Gabriela Elise Loop. Alexis Valenzuela. Angel Martinez. Sequoia Rios. Jerome Diarmont. Ethan Reed. Nathan Davis. Lexi Martz. Natalia Sofia Planel Rosales. Katrina Podzamilanova. Eddie McGrath. Mickey Teeter. Lorenzo Johnson. Christian Acevedo. Jonathan Felix Martinez. Desiree Whitney. Carissa Nigg. Harmony Gust. Darian Moreland. Olivia Lynn Fowler. Megan Clearman. Ashley Debekin. Sydney Leibel. Tally Lotta. Jocelyn Sandoval. Alondra Alvarez Mendoza. Romeo Allen. Jacob Lake. Thomas Aldridge. Samantha Foxworth. Silas Montgomery. Joshua Curtis. Miguel Ortega. Ethan Wheeler. Kyle Green. Sydney Harm. Ashley Martinez. Oscar Matias. Jawad Hussein. Braden Philp. Zachary Wright. Brittany Mariah Pratt. Natalie Rose Rodriguez. Jaden Matthew Kaiser. Cody Neil Gilmore. Ethan Yeldig. Spencer Howery. Matthew King. Tyler Rose. Kristen Swinford. Nathaniel Gray. Megan Rigg. Caden Gersten. Destiny Pescador. Ashley Moores. Karen Okello. Christian Boyd. John Joshua Aguilar. Juana Barajas. Karen Falcone Vasquez. Fernanda Flores. Franny Belos. Freddie Donnie Jimna. Maury Kono Dukchu. Joanne Rodriguez. Mariana Trevino. Angel Monroy. Anthony Calderon. Nicholas Canupo. Jose Ojeda. Caller Bickle. Zach Parrott. Kyle Fletcher. Austin Devlin. Laura Bechtel. And it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the anchor for the class of 2018, Dakota Stevens.
This time, I'd like to have Hakam Nagra and Haley Devon to come to the stage.
Graduates, please rise. Good job. You guys are listening. Today is a wonderful day to mark our graduation from high school and as a symbol of our achievements.
We will now move our graduation tassels from the right sides of our mortarboards to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests, please stand up and join me in congratulating McNary High School's graduating class of 2018. Graduates of the class of 2018, you may exit the building. Congratulations.